Peace and blessings. Sending you guys nothing but positive, positive, positive energy. This blog, I wanted to talk to you guys about addiction. Addiction is something that a lot of people do not understand unless they've been through it. So a lot of times people that are addicts or, have an addictive personality, when they talk to other people that do not have an addiction, to drugs or so a lot of people don't look at addictions as it could be food, it could be shopping, but this segment is truly about like my experience and what I went through when I was addicted to drugs. I went through a very, very dark place in my life, and the dark place in my life was due to me being addicted to Percocets. I was prescribed I was on it for 2 years. I was prescribed it by my doctor, and it was something that was a spiraling effect. It caused me to spiral out of control. I looked at my addiction as it wasn't an addiction because I was being prescribed it by my doctor due to I have back pain. So I never really looked at it like it was a problem because I kind of like made myself feel like it was okay because I was being prescribed it. So me and really throughout life, we deal with different aspects of addictions or problems, and we hide that, and like we try to figure out what is the core or what is the root problem or where is the addiction coming from. And I think that because growing up, I never drank, I never did drugs, and I never did anything. So it's like at the age of, I think it was like 25, like, why are you getting addicted to drugs at this time? Like, you're 25, like, you didn't try any of this when you were a kid. So it's like, I try to really, really dig down into my soul and understand who I was and what was lost or what I was, using these drugs for to gain. And I kind of figured out like when I was taking the Percocets, like I felt happy or I felt motivated to do stuff. I didn't feel like I had to push myself to do certain things. So it's like instead of like I got that motivation through a drug, and I started abusing that drug, and I started to just contemplate on you know what I was living for and what was my purpose. And again, I was at a dark, dark place, and that dark place, a lot of people did not understand. A lot of people didn't even know, one, I was going through addictions, or they didn't know how to handle somebody that was going through an addiction. Mostly somebody that's very, very, you know big on it wasn't a problem, because like my mom, I went to my mom several occasions and told her about my problem, and I think that I made it less of a problem to her, so she really didn't understand or be was able to help me in that sense, because with me, I was feeling that release of telling somebody that I had a problem, but in the same sense I was kind of like making it minor and not as big of a deal as what it was. And this is something I battled for 2 years. And again, with being spiritually and just my journey itself, I had to hit rock bottom. I had to lose everything to humble myself and to actually understand who I was and to dig deeper into my shadow of my problem. And the shadow of my problem came from just, love. Me not feeling like I was loved, not feeling acceptance, and just battling with, identity and who I was. So it's like all these things that are just hit me on top of real life shit, bills. I had my son. So it's like all these real life stuff was hit me from all angles. And it was like that was my escape. That was, doing these pills, and then was my escape to being able to justify, purpose. And with that being said, I completely lost myself. I completely lost myself. I lost friends. Because I was just very angry. I was very, I was mad at myself. And that's the truth to everything, is like my anger and the pain and me killing myself within was everything that I felt within myself. So, when I would lash out or be upset, it was everything I actually felt about myself, and I was saying it to somebody else. And it was a horrible, horrible experience. And I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed that I was able to have the strength, find the strength within myself to get myself out of that place. A lot of people with addictions, you can't speak to everybody about it. People will just say, just stop doing pills, or stop doing this, or stop doing that. But what if that's the only thing that you know how to cope with? And so, and that does push or spiral people into, continuously doing more and more, because, they are met with, expectations, or, being judged, or just other things that society has, because, I think a lot of people don't understand, illnesses, or understand understand people at a lower vibration, rather than, I feel like a lot of people have these expectations of people, or they feel certain types of way, or that this person should be this type of way. So when coming from, somebody like me, when I was on them, I felt like I was degrading myself by even telling people about my problem. So, that's why I kept it within, and I try to handle and beat my battle within. And that's actually what saved me, was, finding that strength. And the strength was an amazing, amazing experience, because I realized that the happiness, the love, the pain, the sorrow, the every emotion that's possible was everything that I had within, that I needed to express, and I needed to understand. And one day I said, you know what? I'm going to figure out what's truly wrong, and I'm going to get to the root of the problem. Now, it was not the easiest thing. It did not stop right away. So it wasn't like I just woke up that day and was like, this is the last day. Like, it was something that I at my own pace started doing. And when I started to do it, and when I let go of that addiction, I never knew how I would feel. Like, when looking back at when I was on pills, I never said to myself, like, that I would even remember. Like, I said to myself, like, you'll never, this is something I was telling myself, like, you'll never feel how you feel on pills, off of pills. So, like, you'll never have that same feeling. And it's like, to this day now, I don't even remember that feeling. I found that joy, I found that love, I found everything, and I'm drug free. And I'm drug free, and I'm happy, and I'm so happy. And this goes for any type of addiction. I think that addictions does not have a color, does not have a specific realm. I think that addiction comes in all shapes and forms, and understanding and actually accepting what the problem is where you find that closure. So if you are battling with addiction, anything that I suggest is to be honest with yourself. You do not need to be honest with anybody else other than yourself. Everything, the work starts within. Once you start within, everything just gradually starts going. Be honest with yourself, be true to yourself. Start loving yourself, and accepting who you are, and accepting that this chapter is not your final chapter. This chapter is not the chapter that says this is my life. This is how my life is going to be. I will be on drugs. I'll do this is my happiness. That does not make you. You are putting yourself you're putting a like when you say I am, anything that comes after I am can determine your life. If you're putting, I am a drug addict, you are saying, or I am addicted to pills, you are saying that is what your story is. And that does not need to be your story. So every day look at yourself and say, I am strong. I am loved. I am empowered. And you can do it. You can do it. If I did it, if I did it and so many other people did it, you can do it. Again, if you need to contact me, to speak about your problem, to speak and to be open about your problem, I'm definitely here, 100%. Please contact me. Please do not hesitate to contact me. Again, this blog or this YouTube video is about my journey. And this part of my life was a part that I hid for so long. But this part of my life is something that I know can help other people just based off of what I went through and based off of, my finding of who I was, or the finding of who Samantha truly who she is, the ins and the outs. I love you all. Peace.